Okay, let's be honest about something. All right. Think about this. The last 10 times you've posted, how often did you seriously, consciously consider the other person, the viewer, the audience? Did you consider their needs? Did you consider what they want to possibly see? Or was it just you saying what you want people to hear?
The Massive Agent Podcast, with lead generation tips and strategies to get you more leads and sell more homes.
I love to buy houses. I like to sell houses.
It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
Wait a minute.
The leads are weak. You're weak.
I've had better.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Here's your host, Dustin Brohm.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 159 of the Massive Agent Podcast. And today is a little bit of a rant for me, a little bit of an educational rant, but it's a topic that I think is so basic and so important and so foundational if you're going to have any success with any marketing at all, or really ever talking to a consumer. If you're ever trying to get clients in any capacity, in any business, you've got to grasp this concept. And this is something I see so many real estate agents specifically doing wrong. And they do it wrong habitually. And all you have to do is go look at their Instagram feed, their Instagram wall to see, if they're just pushing shit out that they want people that you want people to see, or if you're actually considering, what can I give that's valuable to the audience? And if you guys can just get this concept down, if you can consciously think this through before you post things on social media and before you are, put out a marketing piece, you're going to have so much more success. Maybe not the very first time, but overall, your success will be dramatically improved over the rest of our competitors that they treat social media like it's just a one-way conduit for like sales pitches and look at me and I just sold this house in 2 hours and we had 143 offers and it was a 1.2 million over asking price. All this shit, and it's just me. And you wonder why so many agents also say social media doesn't work, that they're frustrated. They don't know why social media isn't working for them. They don't know why they're not getting business from social media. They don't know why their business isn't growing. Well, we're going to talk about this shit. This is important. So I'm going to rant a little bit in a way that I think will be very helpful. If you are new to the show, welcome. My name is Dustin Brohm, your host. I am a real estate agent myself in Salt Lake City, Utah, and the co-founder of the Industry Syndicate Real Estate Podcast Network. And I run MassiveAgentDaily.com, our social media posting app, and also the Massive Agent Society, our Facebook lead generation, Facebook ad database training program over at MassiveAgentSociety.com. So go check that out. One of our clients, I posted this in the Instagram story the other day, that one of our clients over 7 months generated 5,000 leads with one ad that they copied and pasted from our database. We got 5,000 leads. They closed dozens of deals this year and absolutely had one of the best years ever because they implemented an ad that we gave them, made a couple little tweaks, and off to the races. And they stuck with it. MassiveAgentSociety.com. All right, let's talk about this concept of considering the audience before you post. Are you just putting out stuff that you want people to see, or are you putting out stuff that they want to see? This is such a basic question that you need to ask yourself. And I'm not saying that you can't ever promote something that you want people to see. Okay, that's fine if done the right way, if done in certain ways, and if done in moderation, right? I do that. You guys see me, promote some shit from time to time on social media, but I do it in a way, first off, I know who the audience is, and I know that whatever I'm promoting is a solution to that audience's problems in a lot of ways, okay? So I consider the audience, and I'm not just like, look, if let's say I have 10,000 real estate agents following me on LinkedIn, all right? And then I just start posting about like how to make soap and, hey, check out this magical juice that, you'll lose 37 pounds by Tuesday night and all this stuff. They're like, wait a minute. Or what do real estate agents need, right? And then I deliver that. I mean, that's why I do the show. That's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I do with all of our social media content, all the videos that we've been putting out every single day on social over the last month or so. It's because I'm anticipating, and because I am an agent, I know what agents need and what they need to know and what they struggle with. And so the stuff I put out is to help them, it's valuable to them. And I think it through consciously. And I've been able to grow a business. I've been able to grow an audience. You're listening to this show. So obviously I've done something right somewhere for you to find this and listen. And, if this is your first time listening, awesome. Hopefully it's not your last, but I plan on over delivering because I've been in your shoes. I understand what you need and what you struggle with and what your goals and objectives are. And I'm going to, this podcast is meant to help you do those things. So I know who the audience is and I'm delivering what the audience wants and or needs, right? But how many of you guys do that with your own stuff, with your own social media stuff? I mean, honestly, like how many of you actually do this? I think at the very least, if you guys are hearing this and you're thinking through, hey, which side am I on? Am I just posting stuff I want people to see, or am I posting what they want to see? And you're trying to figure out, which side am I on? You're already making progress. You're already moving in the right direction because now it's a conscious thing, right? Now you're going to be conscious of it. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you'll be hyper conscious of it and hypersensitive to it, to where every time you go to post, you're going to think, is this what my audience wants to see, needs to see, would enjoy seeing? Is this helpful to them? Is it entertaining to them? Is it, anything that could be valuable, right? Value is such a broad term, and it kind of, I don't know why, but this, just provide value, give value. The way that it's said and thrown around so often without ever being explained, it kind of drives me freaking nuts. And so I'm going to explain what the hell give value means, but just know it could mean many different things. Like you could make somebody laugh in an Instagram story, and to them, that's valuable. Okay. Value doesn't necessarily mean that you're giving them this giant thing that took you 3.5 months to build and produce and create, right? It could just be something that makes somebody laugh, or you taught somebody something, or they learned about a new product or service or concept that they didn't know before. That's value. Okay. So if you're doing that for the audience that you want to reach, and you're actually in the places where you can reach those people, you're going to do well. Okay. You're going to make progress. You're going to grow your audience and you're going to grow your business as well. So sometime today, okay, if you could probably do it while you're listening right now, because you're probably on your phone or in your car or whatever, but go to your Instagram page. Okay. Go to your Facebook page, go to your social media and just start looking through your most recent posts. Okay. And think to yourself, are these things that you've been posting, are they what you want somebody to see? Or is it what you think they would actually want to see or enjoy seeing or learn something from? Okay. That right there is going to show you, how much work you need to do on yourself here. The good news is you can decide, on a dime, like with a snap of a finger, you know what? You're right. Like I need to be more conscious about what I post. And so a lot of you are already there, like right now. This is progress right now. The first part is you have to define who your audience is. Okay. If you're trying to figure out, am I just telling people stuff that I want them to hear, or am I giving them what they want? You need to decide who they are. Who are they? What is that audience? Who are you trying to reach? Are they local homeowners, local buyers, community members, neighbors, other industry professionals? And if so, where? Nationally, locally, internationally? What do they look like? What's their avatar? And if you can have an idea of who your ideal audience is, that makes it so much easier to figure out what you can post or what you can put out that they're going to like, that they're going to want to see or read or listen to. So you can't ever accomplish this until you first dialed in on who your audience is. If you haven't done that, if you're just kind of throwing stuff out there, just start to get an idea of who do you work with mostly? What kind of clients do you attract? Okay, what do they have in common? What are they? Move up buyers? Are they sellers? Are they young? Are they old? Are they this, that, or the other? Right? And you start to notice trends. And I'm not saying you paint everyone with a broad brush, but we attract certain types of people. Okay. Maybe with your personality, you attract, if you're super analytical, you're going to attract other analytical people that want to look at all the numbers and read every word of contracts and really like do their research, right? But if you're very happy-go-lucky and, I can't even think of any other terms. I almost said free-loving, but that's probably not right or appropriate. Either way, it's funny. But, if you're just kind of like, woo, hey, you're going to attract others that are like, woo, hey, right? Like, that's just what happens. So now that you're conscious of it, okay, what do those types of people want to see? What will they watch? What are they watching? What are they sharing? And they're going to tell you, like, if you're just paying attention, they're going to tell you and show you what types of stuff you should be giving them. All right. And then you figure out how to get your message into that and how to attract them to you through that. So number one is define who your audience is. And then think about them, consider their needs. All right. One of those ways that you guys, me too, I've done this before too. Like I'm not totally without fault here or without guilt. I'm totally guilty of this. I'm sure I will be in the future, and I certainly have been in the past. But posting shit that people outside of our industry don't understand, industry jargon, drives me out of my mind. Okay, and I see this all the time when the Federal Reserve raises or lowers an interest rate, or the FHFA, which most of us still don't really understand what the hell they are. Like, I'm going to pretend I do. I kind of don't. Like, I have a general idea of what the FHFA is, but not really. Not really. And so if we, as industry professionals, as real estate agents, as loan officers, don't quite understand what the hell the FHFA does when they raise a loan limit, and then we just tell consumers, guess what, guys? Great news. Breaking news. I'm going to send out an email blast at such amazing news. The FHFA just raised the loan limits. And you don't really know what that is? You expect your consumers to? You expect your audience to? Nope. Nope. So that's called being tone deaf. That's called talking over your audience. That's called not considering them and their needs. All right. If you're putting out industry jargon all the time and you never break it down, you never explain it, you never educate what the hell it means, and not just what it means, but what it means to them, right? You could give a definition, but that's giving a definition of something is just one it's just one better than if you were to just like give the headline. Like a definition of it, cool, but then what does that actually mean? If the FHFA increases a loan limit for your county, what does the average home buyer or homeowner, like, how does that affect them? Okay, what does that actually mean? Does that mean what if they go to buy, they're going to be able to afford more house? Does that mean that they're going to get better interest rates? Does it mean they can have access to more loan programs that they didn't before? What does it mean, right? So you have to educate because you're considering the audience and their needs, all right? And when you do that, your content is going to work so well because it's what they're craving. When so many of our other agent friends and agent contemporaries, I don't even use that word, but there it is. I guess I use it now. Our agent contemporaries that, we have happy hour with at, named Buffy. I actually had a client named Buffy once. Not snooty, not, they weren't snooty. They didn't have a pipe or a smoking jacket, but her name was Buffy and she's fantastic. Anyways, totally off. Squirrel moment of the day, at least the first one. But our agent contemporaries are all just like regurgitating headlines. Great news, they increased the loan limits. Great news, this interest rate dropped. Great news, this happened. And the consumer's like, I have no idea what that means. So either you make them feel stupid or you kind of piss them off because they're like, I can't relate to that agent that posted that. I'm not going to hire them. If they can't explain and educate me, they're not the right agent for me. Like, I need someone to dumb this shit down for me. And let's be honest, guys, a lot of us need someone to dumb it down for us too. I call my loan officers and I'm like, hey, what the hell does this mean? Like, I think I know what this means, but let's make sure. And then I reiterate that in my own way, in a way that they will understand to my audience, to my clients, to my prospects, to my leads, to the audience, right? That's the way to stand out in a very, very big way. is to speak the language of your audience. Remember, here's what's so crazy about just like posting industry jargon and thinking everyone understands. They're coming to us like they need a professional. They need an agent or a loan officer to guide them, right? If they understood this industry, if they knew all the inner workings of it and what all the jargon meant and how it relates to them and their situation and their goals, then why the hell would they ever need us, right? They need us because they don't understand that. That's why we have jobs. That's why agents exist. One of the reasons why we exist is because we have to help interpret this stuff for people. Okay? So do that. And I promise you, if you do that on video, if you do that in a blog post, if you do that anyway, using any of these amazing mediums that are available, then you're going to get a lot of traction. Somebody's going to find that valuable and they're going to be like, wow, that agent right there, they just taught me something. Like they just spoke to me. They just spoke to me in a way that I understand. I think they're probably going to be a great agent because I don't understand this process. I've never sold my house before, or I've never bought a house before. I don't understand this shit. And so they're looking for a teacher, an educator. And if you can't show that you are that in your content, you don't have a shot. You don't have a shot at getting their business. That's so huge. And I hope you guys really, really get that, because if you just don't have a shot, you'll never be able to get clients if you can't show that you can speak their language and be a teacher and educator and hold their hand through the process. And they have to trust you. Okay. They're never going to be able to trust you if you just talk over their heads and don't make an effort to speak their language and make stuff, dumb it down. If you guys follow Gary Vaynerchuk, I assume most of you probably do. Something that I've learned from him that I think is such gold is this concept of documenting, not creating. Okay, when you go out and create content and you're trying to like act and put on a show or produce something for somebody, that can be very valuable. Don't get me wrong. Like the show is me creating content. All right. This show and videos you do and stuff, that's creating content. That can be extremely valuable. But what makes a great connection with your audience, with your viewers, with your followers, with your network is when you document what you're doing. Okay. You're letting people see into your life. Okay. You're documenting your day. You're documenting what you do for a living. You document the home buying process. You document, how to go about selling your house for the first time if you're a first time seller. If you document those things where if somebody feels like they're getting a behind the scenes glimpse of it, but it's not all produced for them, then they feel like, oh my gosh, I have access. Okay. It works so well. Documenting works so well. I'm not saying creating doesn't work well, but documenting works better because it's considering the needs of the viewer, right? It's considering their needs while serving your own too. Okay. When you're documenting things, you're also getting yourself out there and getting more exposure for yourself and your business and letting people make a connection with you, whether they like you or whether they decide they don't like you. It's a great thing because people are filtering themselves in or out. Okay. Are they on your team or are they not? Or rather, are you on their team or not? Okay. When you document, you're showing your personality. People are seeing behind the scenes. It's not produced. They're seeing the real you. You let your hair down a little bit. They see your personality. And that's so magical because that's where personal connections are made. I think that's why Instagram stories, first it was Snapchat, then Instagram stories, now Facebook stories, LinkedIn stories, Amazon stories, Target.com stories, the freaking county library stories. It's coming. It's coming. That all works so well, and we love watching that content so much because it's like our own little reality show. Okay, we're able to see the reality of that person. Like we're seeing into their living room, we're seeing into their car as they have a conversation on the way to a showing, or we're seeing, what they're doing with their kids on the weekend. Like you're able to see, and you make personal connections that way. It's such a powerful thing. Video in general is so powerful because of that. People can see how you say things. They can see your body language. They can get a feel for the tone of how you're saying something that's not possible through text only. And it's harder through voice only, because you guys can't see my arms flailing as I'm talking. Okay, maybe you can actually hear my arms flailing. Like, I'm flailing pretty damn fast right now. But if you could see me, it would just paint a more clear picture of, the tone or the gusto that the gusto that I'm putting into saying these things. Oh boy. But that glimpse into you and how you do things, how you say things, your personality is so powerful. It considers the audience, okay? By default, it considers the audience, because that's how we want to consume stuff. We don't want somebody telling us how great they are. We want to see it. We want to feel it, okay? And replace the word great with fun or entertaining or educational or smart or credible or whatever. Rather than someone just telling us, we're able to see it and feel it and make a judgment for ourselves, right? People, the viewer is empowered by that. And that's why people watch Instagram stories so much. Like, my wife watches that instead of TV. She watches Instagram stories because it's the behind the scenes of people she likes. How cool is that, right? So she likes that as the viewer, but then how awesome is that for the content creator, the person doing the videos, right? So if you guys are the one doing the videos and people are watching you, you're also building your brand and your name recognition, and you're letting people make connections with you. It's a beautiful thing, okay? So it all comes down to thinking about the audience after defining who they are, thinking about them and considering their needs, considering their wants and needs and what they would want to see or need to see, okay? If you guys switch your thinking on that, I promise you, social media will become a tool that starts to build your business and build your brand and create more conversations, rather than something you feel like is just a daunting task. Like, oh, I've got to post on social again. I don't know why, no one ever freaking comments, it's all worthless anyways. I've never gotten any business from social media. I always feel bad when I hear that, because I know that it doesn't have to be that way. Okay. Social media, there's a lot of bullshit about social media, a lot of stuff that we're all frustrated with, and certainly some negatives that social media has brought to society, for sure. Like, there's no doubt about that. But just because something may be bad doesn't mean that it's all bad. There's also some good things too. Social media has so many good things. It's free to use, and there's no gatekeepers between you and building a giant audience. Okay? The only variable there is, are you putting out stuff that people want to see? Are you doing it enough? Are you doing it often enough? Are you doing it consistently enough to be seen? Okay, and those are variables that you control. Okay, you can't control if something goes viral, but you can control how often you post, what you post, and all of that. Okay, so please use the tools that you have available. Social media is still so underutilized by our profession. It's mind-boggling to me. It's absolutely mind-boggling how many agents aren't fully utilizing social media. So guys, switch your mindset to, okay, what does my audience want to see? How can I provide value to them, rather than what do I want to tell them? What do I want them to see? Switch your mindset, and I promise you, if you make that shift in your mindset, you'll make a massive shift in your business. But you have to do it. You have to keep doing it. Don't just give it a week. Okay. It has to become habit for now on. Okay. Start doing it for now on. Consistently post on social. It doesn't matter where. Okay? Start with, I get asked this all the time. I really need to start using social media, but where do I start? Start with whatever you're currently familiar with, whatever you're comfortable with right now. If you're not comfortable with anything, start with Facebook. Okay. If you're under 35, start with Instagram. Okay. That's what I'd say. Start there. And then get comfortable, understand it, learn it, get a feel for the culture and the language that happens within those social networks and how it all works, how you tag people and how, you format a post and, is video better than this, that, or the other thing. Learn that stuff, but you learn by doing. You can listen to the show and you can follow people like Chelsea Pites or Phil Treadwell or, anyone else who kills it on social media. You can take courses, you can watch how-to videos. That's all great. That's going to give you more ideas and help your education speed up. So I highly recommend, consume a bunch of other people's stuff, including how-tos and, tutorials. Awesome. Please do that. But ultimately, you could read all the books in the world or watch all the videos in the world on riding a bike, but it's not until you actually get on the damn bike and start pedaling and start feeling, oh my gosh, like this is how you balance. I got to shift my weight ever so slightly this way. Oh, got to go the other way. Oh, this is how you turn. You can't ever really learn something until you start doing it. You learn by doing. Start doing social media. Start doing it consistently and give it enough time to win. And I'm not talking weeks. I'm talking months. I'm talking years. All right. That's why if that freaks you out, if you're like, oh my God, I've got to do this for years, that's why you have to stick with a social network or a platform that you enjoy. If you enjoy it, you look forward to it. Okay. It's not a grind. Especially in the beginning, don't start with social platforms that you feel like are a grind. I don't usually mess with Twitter because Twitter just drives me nuts. Like I'm starting to like it a little bit more, but I don't enjoy it. I just don't. I'd rather focus my time on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and my podcast, and very, very soon, YouTube. Those are the platforms. Well, and now Clubhouse, because Clubhouse is absolutely addicting. You guys heard me talk about that last week, and I really do think Clubhouse is going to be a major growth opportunity for 2021, no doubt. This is not the last time I'm going to talk about Clubhouse, so don't worry. I'm not going to go super in depth on Clubhouse today. I'm going to keep this episode shorter than average. But you've got to pick a network, a platform, a social media channel that you like, so you can do it for years. All right. Consider the audience, define who they are, consider the audience, put stuff out that they want to see, not what you want them to see. If you guys want an easy button for this, okay, I created something a few months ago called Massive Agent Daily, massiveagentdaily.com. It's an app on the Social Coach platform. Okay, Social Coach is a platform. There's some other coaches on there that kind of have their own programs, but mine is set up to tell real estate agents and loan officers exactly what to post on social every single day, 7 days a week. So you have the app, you get a notification every morning, boom, it's time to post, and you click and you go, okay, cool, I'm going to do this. Sometimes it's a video where I'm like, okay, today you're going to post this kind of thing, put it into your own words, go do it. Other times it's an image or something that you can literally just click post and post through the app and put it on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn all within one click. You can do that. And it also tracks your growth and your progress and stuff. And it's going to start measuring the value of your posts. Okay, in the very, very near future, this functionality is going to be live in the app where you'll be able to know how much each social post is worth to you. Okay, and there's some math involved on the backside for us, which is why it's not quite ready for prime time. We're almost there, but figuring out on average. I mean, there's no way this could be exact or scientific. So if you're thinking it's scientific, it's not. It's approximate, but it's a pretty damn good approximation. If you knew that every time you posted on social, you made $17, wouldn't that? And every time you did, you saw your little bank account or your little progress bar go up a little bit. Boop, 17, and boop, a little more, and then boop. How cool would that be? So it actually gamifies and encourages you to keep posting because you can see, oh my gosh, like these posts are actually translating into future dollars. And here's how much. And if I just post again, that means I'm going to make $17 more. Maybe that number's $50. Maybe it's $1.75. I have no idea. That depends on many things, which it's our job to figure out and help you, just input a couple numbers and boom, we spit out that number at the end. But how cool is it to look at social media posting in that way? So if you guys want to check that out, massiveagentdaily.com, go check it out. I'm super proud of it. 7 days a week, guys, we're going to tell you what to post on social media. It takes all the guesswork out, and it's a nice combination of engagement posts, local posts, personal posts, and then real estate posts so that you're not ever posting about any one thing too much, and you're giving your audience exactly what they want, and you're giving the algorithm on whichever social network it is, you're giving the algorithm what they want as well to have growth and to thrive and to really take social media to another level. I did mention our Massive Agent Society Facebook ad, lead generation, database, and training/coaching program/online course. Man, it's a freaking mouthful. If you want to learn how to generate a crap load of leads by yourself and control your ability to do it, you need the Massive Agent Society. Go to massiveagentsociety.com and check that out. You can get started right away, month to month, or it's a hell of a lot cheaper. It's $2.99 a month if you're going to go month to month, or if you do the annual pricing, it equates to over a year. It equates to $166 a month. Amazing. And we told you about our client Wayne, who generated like 5,000 leads in 7 months and closed dozens of deals from it. Do you think he did a lifetime membership, I believe. So one-time payment, done, member for life, access forever. But one closing, paid for, done. So super proud of that. And as always, the society membership is free for anyone on my EXP team or in my EXP Realty group, whether you join through me personally or through another team member on my team. So if you have questions about that, if you're thinking about, coming over to EXP, let's have that conversation. We can get you membership for free, of course, and then we become partners. And lastly, the easy button for creating Facebook ads. You have to know what to do first. You need to know which ads to do, which the Massive Agent Society helps you with and gives you on a silver platter. But then Whitley is a platform I've fallen in love with that Grant Wise has put together that automates creating the ads themselves, like automates placing the ads and then updating them and retargeting, all of that. It's called Whitley. You can get a free trial if you use the, it's not a promo code. If you use the link, massiveagentpodcast.com/Whitley. I highly, highly recommend this. If Facebook ads are something that you are planning on doing, why not save yourself a shitload of time by automating the placement of the ads themselves so you can focus your time on what types of ads to do? Okay, what should the ad do? What should it look like? What should it say? And then Whitley does it. It automates it, makes it super freaking fast, and takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. One more time to get a free trial, massiveagentpodcast.com/Whitley. That's WITLY. Thank you so much for listening to the show, guys. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please do us a huge favor. The only fee that we ask for this show, the only fee that we charge, if you will, is we ask that if you got value, if you learned something, if you think the show's cool, please share it with somebody else. Okay, share it with someone else. Share a link to it. Screenshot it, put it in your story, tag us in a post, tell your friends in your office about the Massive Agent Podcast. If you see somebody in a Facebook group saying, hey, which podcast do you listen to? Tag us. Okay, Massive Agent Podcast on Facebook. Help us spread the word. That's all we ask. And one way to do that is leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you use Apple Podcasts, to make it super freaking easy for you, just go to massiveagentpodcast.com/review. And it takes you right to the review page. Boom, 5 stars. Do a little, a few sentences. Tell us what you like about the show. And you're really helping us out to be seen by new people. And every time you get a review, just like your reviews for your real estate business locally, every time you get a review, you boost your credibility and you're found by more people locally. So that really helps us out. Again, thank you guys so much for listening. Please implement the stuff that we talked about today. If you're going to go back and listen to some other episodes, which I'd encourage you to do, please do the things. Please implement the things that you're learning. Don't just think, that'd be cool. Yeah, I like that. And then don't change anything. You're going to feel good for a second. You're going to be like, oh, awesome. I learned something new. But it's really cool when it changes your business through action. Please do that, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great weekend. Go close some loans. Go sell some homes. Take care. I'll see you next week.